Bushnell. Performance is the only thing. Federal Premium Ammunition, surgical precision, terminal results, Savage Arms. Better come standard.
Hi folks, welcome to this week's episode of Bushnell's Trigger Effect. Well, Tegan, we've traveled halfway across Canada and we've arrived here in North Battleford, Saskatchewan, and we're going to be targeting whitetail deer and mule deer.
That's right, Dean. We'll be spending the next week with Rick Albert from Battle River Outfitters here on the Sweetgrass First Nation of Saskatchewan, Canada. And let me tell you, I am super pumped to actually finally be here.
I 100% couldn't agree more. When you phoned me and told me about this, I was excited for the last year. But let's quit talking and go hunting.
Well, we've made it to our stand for the evening sit. We've just made it up to the Super 8. Did a little bushwhacking before we got here. But yeah, we're just gonna settle in and just see where the rest of the evening takes us.
Well, Tegan, here we are, cold Saskatchewan, hunting with Battle River Outfitters.
Yeah.
And what a stunning area.
Yeah, I'm just lost of words at how beautiful this place is.
It's incredible. I mean, on the way in, we saw a whitetail buck, we saw mule deer buck too, and they've got us set up in a bit of a transition area. It's dominated by poplar. We've been told that there's a few big whitetail bucks that are working in here, but there's also a big mule deer buck. Okay, well, we're gonna be quiet and turn around, and we've got about 3 hours of light here. So, oh, there's a deer coming to the left.
We just saw 3 mule deer come in, and it was awesome.
I really enjoy hunting with Tegan. Her enthusiasm is contagious. Although I really wanted to harvest a giant prairie mule deer, my inner hopes were to see her get a mature whitetail.
Well, Tegan, it's our first morning hunt, but our second day hunting, and what did we see coming in?
Oh, we saw Dean's muley.
Oh my god, it was a stomper mule deer, high and wide. I went from being like duddy to like wide awake, but a little bit different morning. We've had a change in weather. We have snow happening right now. It's around -11, and but it's we saw deer all the way in, so it's definitely got them moving.
Absolutely. Yeah, and hopefully the snow kind of stops around noon-ish.
That's what I think they're saying, so
it should be good.
yeah. But we're literally tucked in here like bugs. We have a heater. I mean, it's -11 outside, and it's like t-shirt weather in here, so we're going to enjoy the hour here before light comes up, play some games on our phones, and hopefully Tegan, they're predicting 45 minutes after daylight, so we'll see how good these guys are.
Oh my goodness, I hope so. I hope so.
One thing I love about hunting from a box blind is being able to watch the natural behaviors of wildlife, uninterrupted. The silence brings about a peaceful and relaxed state. It truly is a therapy, a revitalization of the soul.
Well, here we are It's day 3 morning. We got in the blind, we got it all set up, and I fell asleep, and I was like snoring out cold.
Out cold.
Out cold. And then all of a sudden Tegan goes, "There's deer out there."
Yep. And yeah, there's 3 deer just hanging out.
Yeah, they're just chilling.
Right at light.
I'm starting to think my snoring maybe sounds a little bit like a deer grunt.
I could.
It could.
It could. Hard to say.
This segment is brought to you by Westside Stores, your outdoor sports authority, and Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters.
In order to get a mature mule deer buck, we fully understand it's all about putting in stand time. However, Tegan and I had been sitting in a box blind for 2.5 days, totaling 27 hours of effort. So when our guy Joe called us and asked if we'd be interested to head out and do some spot and stalk for my Saskatchewan mule deer, we jumped at the opportunity. I love hunting mule deer, especially spot and stalk. It didn't take long at all, and I spotted a group of does bedded in the wide open on the hillside. As I was glassing, I noticed the movement of a buck's frame in the poplars. He looked high and wide, but we needed to move in closer to judge him better.
So we spotted some mule deer up on the ridge. We saw a frame. But now that we get up on him, he's got 4 on one side with shallow rears and then a 3 on the other. He's a younger buck, good looking buck.
As we watched the buck trot away, I looked at our guide Joe and the same thought popped into our heads. Joe quickly turned to Tegan and asked her if she was interested in harvesting that mule deer buck. Tegan smiled and could barely contain her excitement. The hunt was on.
Okay, so we're gonna go after that mule deer. I think I'm gonna take it. It's probably one of the biggest mule deer I've taken. So we decided to switch roles again. But now we're just doing this spot stalk. So I gotta get going and catch up with Joe.
They went over the hill. It was about 345 yards away. And they went running. Maybe if we go back where we started, might have another chance.
Yeah, we might be able to catch up with them. Didn't think this was happening today. Okay, let's go.
Battle River.
Battle River Outfitters.
Okay, the deer went running at the edge of that knoll there.
Yeah.
They went over that hill. So I'm pretty sure. Let's go up this hill. I'm pretty sure that
They'll be there.
they'll be there. I'm hoping. There they are. There they are.
Got him. Just watch him, watch him. He's going, he's going. He's going.
I totally didn't think this was gonna happen today. We totally changed our plans and we got to run on these mule deer, and I don't know how. What's the distance on that? I have no idea.
231
It was
yards.
231 yards, my longest deer to date. Yes, yeah, Joe, off-road Joe, got it for us. Wow. What a prize this guy is. I'm telling you, I did not think that we were going to catch up to these guys. I know Dean took a pass on them, and Joe said, hey, you know, you can take him if you want to. I'd never taken mule deer this big. And, oh my goodness.
As I watched Joe and Tegan load up her mule deer buck, I could still see Tegan's excitement in her eyes of what had just transpired. I have both studied and hunted mule deer my entire life, and even though I truly wanted to harvest a massive Saskatchewan muley, I didn't care anymore. The trip was already a huge success, a memory I will never soon forget.
Well, Tegan, we're hunting here in beautiful Saskatchewan with Battle River Outfitters, and we actually have the benefit of hunting both mule deer and whitetail deer. I mean, we've seen both, and we've actually seen interaction between the two. We get a lot of emails from viewers asking us, in overlap populations like that, is there competition between them?
Well, that sounds like a great conservation connection lead up to me, Dean.
Yes, for sure.
So competition between species, two different species, is what's called interspecific competition. And interspecific competition is going to take one of two forms. There's either exploitation competition, where one species is going to go in, use a resource. In our example here, we have whitetail and mule deer.
What a lot of people don't realize is that with whitetail deer, they are an adaptive species, hence why they started down in the Virginias and to be able to follow agriculture all the way up through to the colds of Canada. Whereas mule deer are more specialist. They require a very unique type of habitat and they have unique food sources.
So say the whitetail deer moves through, browses off a particular plant, the mule deer comes into that same spot later, goes to find something to eat, and that food resource is now no longer available to the second species. So that's one type of competition.
Even though we've seen here in the prairies, whitetail can maintain habitat with the mule deer seem to be and are the more dominant deer species, and we've seen it on this trip. The mule deer just run the show.
The other type of interspecific competition we have is what's called interference competition. And in interference competition, we have the actions of one species directly interfering with another. And so in this example, it's actually often the mule deer that uses behavioral techniques, posturing, dominance, things like that, to displace the whitetail deer. So there's the indirect competition and the direct competition between the species.
Although mule deer on a one-on-one situation can definitely push whitetail around, however, whitetail can establish large populations very fast. They're very adaptive in food sources, in habitat, and what I have seen in my experience as a biologist is literally whitetail populations just in sheer numbers can actually outcompete mule deer.
A beautiful morning.
It is. It's stunning. It's very calm. We've got a low pressure system coming in, so the temperatures are going up. They're saying it's supposed to get to +2 tomorrow, which is kind of nice because we can hunt with the windows open. But we were sitting here, and what did you see right off the hop?
Oh, we saw a little spiker whitetail.
Yeah, and he walked within like 10 yards of the blind. It was incredible.
Yeah.
We're going to turn the cameras around and hopefully we'll have something come in on us in the fog this morning.
Stay tuned, folks.
Well, that was really cool. I mean, we've had kind of a slow morning. We've had the odd whitetail coming in and out. And then
every hour.
Yeah, and so it's been a long sit for sure. And then all of a sudden it just exploded.
Yeah.
We had a young recruitment whitetail come in. And then a spiker came in.
Yeah, right behind him.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Tegan looks and said there's a mule deer coming in. It was a nice big 4-corn mule deer.
Yeah.
So.
And he just just took off up the hill running, so he's probably found himself a doe.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's probably something else, but you know, it wouldn't surprise me if we have a pretty good midday movement because the morning was incredibly slow. But we're gonna turn the camera back around here and keep an eye out. Maybe a big cow come out. Hopefully. We keep saying that. Hopefully.
This segment is brought to you by Gold Tip. Start tough, stay true. Taxidermy services provided by Hunters Union and Ray Weens Taxidermy. And thanks to these other fine sponsors.
The entire Bushnell Trigger Effect team would like to thank Battle River Outfitters, especially Rick Albert and Joe Thomas. If you'd like to hunt amazing whitetail and mule deer with Battle River Outfitters, go to our preferred outfitter page on our website for all their contact information.
Joe.
What?
I got a whitetail.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm on my way. I just been cutting up your deer.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right there. I'll give or take, I'll be there in about half hour because I'll just leave the shop right now.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Just got out of the stand and we're gonna go head over to where I laid the smack down on that whitetail. So hopefully he's not far off from where I shot him.
Joe, our guide, met up with us as we waited at the blood trail at the spot where the buck had left the natural opening. Joe quickly jumped into action and followed the somewhat easy blood trail the buck had left for us. We barely got out of the clearing when Joe spotted the buck down just over 100 yards from where Tegan had shot it. Once Tegan knew the buck was down, well, I'll let you be the judge if she was excited.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. I can't even believe this. He literally, we trailed him all the way in and he's exactly where we thought he'd be. Oh my gosh. Holy, he's an old buck. Oh my gosh. Look at the mass on this guy. Oh, he's a real old buck. Wow. Joe, thank you so much.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
you so much. Oh my gosh. This is unreal. Wow. I said it before. Yeah, and I'll say it again. Battle River Outfitters. Joe's our guy.
Well, Tegan, what an absolutely incredible 8 days here with Battle River Outfitters. I mean, lead it off. What happened?
Well, it started with me flipping the switch, taking the gun, and going after a beautiful mule deer that Dean handed over to me. and then it ended with me with a whitetail that came out the next day. Wasn't expecting that. Well, that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Bushnell's Trigger Effect.
I can't let Tegan get off the hook that easy. Sometimes the best way to see the emotion of a hunter, their true passion, is when they don't know the camera is rolling.
Oh my God. I totally. Oh my gosh. I didn't even see him. All I saw was the two top parts of his antlers. And I'm like freaking out. I totally thought we were gonna lose him. Oh my gosh, you're filming.
Of course I'm filming.
Oh my gosh.
That's my job.